OSM incoming with his special move. Is this something I'm aware of? Because usually, back in the day, OSM's special move was the now extremely popular fake challenge followed by a reverse challenge. Type 1 in chat if you remember those days when OSM was really the only guy who's doing that every single series he plays. Yeah, the other, of course, signature move for OSM, as you've pointed out in chat, is the open net miss, the open shot miss. What else is he really known for? I'm trying to think. Like, there's definitely a couple more things I should know that OSM was. Oh, demos, of course. Yeah, he's been called Demo SM, open shot miss, and that's like if I could pick 3 iconic things about OSM's ones career, it would be yes, missing open nets, demoing people to make them tilt, and also the classic fake challenge into reverse challenge combination I just talked about. He's using the power decal. It's a really cool decal. I like it a lot. It's been in the game since Power was Forky's team. Now it's the well, they've always been an org from OCE from Australia, but now it's an Australian lineup as well, as far as I know, or they were at the end of the season. So let's see how OSM handles CRR. CRR right before RLCS, or I think it was right before I left for RLCS. What a save by CRR. How is he going back to that? Both players putting on a show already. But yeah, right before I left for RLCS, I'm pretty sure CRR beat Moxie. So I think, you know, he's right up there in the... He's definitely top 10 EU. You know, I've said this list in my last few EU videos, but I'll keep reiterating it since it's been a while since I've streamed 1v1 Showmatch. I know videos have been constant on YouTube, but I've only streamed this stream and AMA in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, we've got Jack Jory's Moxie, Raziers, Luis, and then your next in line are any combination of Oski, CRR, Monkey Moon. Who else do we need to throw in there? Who else have I forgotten? OSM still got a long way to go to get back up to that level, at least in terms of results. Well, let's see what he could do today. So far, so good. 1 goal to the good. And there it is, the open shot miss. So he's already got it out of the way. Nice to just get that one out of the way early. His movement looking pretty clean, though. You know, that contact from distance. Tough open net. He'll be pretty disappointed he missed it, but it's expected sometimes, even from any player, really. But Luis, yeah, I said Luis. Luis is definitely in the top 10 for EU, no question about that. Who else did I have in my EU top 10? I'm gonna go load up the tier list really quickly. Let's go to tier list video, go right to the end. Yeah, so my S tier for Europe was Moxie, Jack Jory's. Then I had Luis, Oski, Raziers. Then I had CRR, Monkey Moon. So yeah, same mate. I guess Toxic would be the other one. I'd have to put top 10 these days. Can't not have Toxic in the top 10. But number 10, the 10th player in the EU top 10 for 1v1. Pretty tricky to say who, you know, the number 10 should be, the 10th player in the top 10. Pretty tricky. And who would it be? Okay, that's another pretty iconic OSM move there. The delayed kickoff. If you pay attention to what he's doing here, the first part of his move is exactly the same as a regular kickoff. That's the most important thing to convincing people that your delayed kickoff is a normal kickoff, is make it look real right up until the last second. Don't delay the start of it and then play the end normally. You've got to delay the very end. So I see a lot of these kickoffs being attempted in lower ranked games, and people get it wrong because they just don't delay the right part of the kickoff. You've got to flip at the exact time you're supposed to be flipping, not close to the time you're supposed to be flipping. You have to flip at the exact moment you're supposed to be flipping. Otherwise it's just not convincing. OSM's very good at making it look convincing. Another low scoring game here. He finished off Oski versus Raziers with a low scoring game. OSM starting off his series against CRR with an extremely impressive showing. CRR can often just overwhelm his opponents with his aggression. I think he's the most aggressive challenger of the ball when it comes to EU players. He does not give space to his opponents. He would much rather just boost starve himself just to have some ball pressure. He's very, very good at it. Now, chance for CRR to go from distance. He's going to take it. No reset yet. I'm sure that's going to change. And that is not a big time between landing the reset and launching the ball in the top corner. How about that from CRR? Waited a while to get the reset, but as soon as he got it, he just fired into the top shelf. Absolute beauty. 3 Network, thanks to the tier 1. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, Exotic Rev, you guys are coming up with some great suggestions. Exotic Revsy Gom. There's a lot of players who are in the area who are kind of close to being a top 10 player EU, but I can't pick any one of them. I can't pick any one guy who's just a clear top 10th player in Europe. I just don't know. Don't know who it would be. When I made my tier list, I had OSM and Revsy in the bottom tier because they were inactive, but since then they both actually had some pretty good wins. Yeah, Dead Monster, Rise, there are other players in that kind of range. Good read from OSM. He catches CRR lacking and flicks it over him as well. He spotted the fake kickoff, bumps CRR in the follow through, and puts himself up by 1. Look at this. Durali, realistically, yeah, Durali's also another player who's until very recently been out of the scene, but I'm sure he's going to make a comeback to the very top. Look at this. OSM is more than on form for a moment today. He is playing a solid game start to finish against one of the best players in Europe, one of the toughest players to play against in Europe. I feel like CRR, you know, we've been talking a lot recently about how BDS make their opponents look bad at the game. I think CRR can make his opponents look pretty bad sometimes in ones. His style is not a style that makes you look brilliant if you lose to it, because he just grinds out wins. He just doesn't stop coming forward. Does not stop pressuring you into unforced errors and the occasional forced error. Should have said that the other way around, actually. He's mostly forcing errors, CRR. Can OSM hold on? Just 20 seconds left. CRR with a little bit of boost to play with. OSM with none. Just darted slightly to the left there for a 12 pad. That could be the difference, but CRR's still got a decent opportunity here. Has to be clinical. But that is just not clinical. He gives the ball away to OSM. Now he's got a much harder position to work with. CRR up into the air. Has the ball past OSM, but not far enough to reach the goal. OSM takes game 1. Well, I think we've got a series in our hands. I wasn't convinced from this matchup on paper. I thought this would be a 3-0, 3-1. But after seeing the way that game 1 went, I could see us going the distance here. That wasn't just a flash in the pan from OSM. He didn't just blitz CRR. He looked like he was playing the standard game very, very well. You know, he had a couple of tricks up his sleeve, which I love to see. But if you're going to rely purely on tricks in 1v1, you're going to struggle. He had the tricks, but he also had the solid play to back it up and to provide a good foundation to create those opportunities. Oh, title, please, because it's Nightbot's broken. Okay, I'll fix that. Hold on a second. I think Nightbot has to be reconnected to my Twitch. I'll do that in a bit. I'm going to fully capitalize CRR in the title because it looks a bit weird when OSM is fully capitalized and Nightbot's not. Okay, what have we got in store for us here in game number 2? CRR. Bit of a heavy first touch to start things off. He's not going to be happy with his control in front of net. And again, he's made this very difficult for himself. In fact, he's got a bail on this opportunity. The ball was about as close as you can get without actually being in the goal, but he had to say goodbye to that chance. And it's only because of the distance that he managed to create with that 50-50 that he got back in the aftermath as well. Look at this from OSM. That is confidence. CRR's recoveries, as always, instantaneous. Another very low scoring start to the game. Players responding to each other's moves exceptionally well. Been extremely solid 50-50 game from both, resulting in even opportunities. CRR is the one to break the deadlock. 1-0. Who deserves the Messi title in Rocket League in your opinion? we're way too early in Rocket League's esports history to be calling anyone Lionel Messi. But you know, if you had to call somebody Lionel Messi right now, I mean, how do you define Messi? He's a natural. You know, he's like Leo Messi's someone who's achieved it all. I don't think there's a Rocket League player who's like Messi, to be honest. I really don't, because the only players who are in GOAT conversation at the moment, I think, are Turbo and K-Dot, because they've just won so much more than everybody else. And neither one of them remind me of Messi in the sense that Messi in football he's a complete natural. He's just born to play the game. And I'm not saying that neither Turbo or K-Dot were born to play the game, but I think they worked hard to get where they were, compared to Messi, who just like literally came out of the womb and scored a bicycle kick. Like, you know, I think there are players in Rocket League who you can say are naturals, but none of them have achieved enough to warrant being called the Messi of Rocket League. All the naturals have been, underachievers. We've yet to see one of the players who are just so clearly mechanically gifted win everything, get all the accolades. Yeah, I think your K-Dot and your Turbo would probably be more similar to Ronaldo. They worked their way up there. I don't think any of them. These defensive stands, by the way, are ridiculous. It's a shame that OSM has got on the wrong side of that ball, because these saves are unreal. You really made CRR work for this one. OSM tried to pop that, but he accidentally doubled it onto his own post. Justin, maybe. Yeah, Justin is the player who's closest to GOAT status, who's I think the most naturally gifted when it comes to Rocket League. But he's nowhere near high. Like, I don't know. He's not close enough to like Turbo K-Dot in terms of achievements to be called the Leo Messi of Rocket League. Maybe one day. Justin's like, I think his career is far from done. Hasn't he been saying on a stream that he's going to retire, and saying on a stream that he's going to do this and that and the next thing? Like, I don't believe it. I think Justin's got another like 5 years left. Oh, that's phenomenal. Oh my goodness, what a recovery by CRR. OSM and CRR have just been a perfect match for each other, pushing each other to the absolute limit here, but somehow refusing to concede in impossible positions. Yeah, Justin does retire every 6 months. He's talking nonsense. I think he's like still got it. I truly, I want the best for everyone on that team, but I really think that the best thing for NRG at this point would be to make a roster change for all of their sakes. I think they've just got too much baggage, too much too much tension. Oh dear. Well, CRR's completely missed an open net now. OSM's pre-jumps in defense continue to impress. CRR had one moments ago as well that was absolutely on point. As now OSM's trying to muscle his way through CRR with a boost advantage. CRR, even with 0 boost, still able to build up speed and threaten a demo. But OSM is just too efficient, skips past him, and ties the game 2-2. That was a great finish as well. So difficult to keep the ball under control with a constant accelerating maneuver like that against the wall. That's exactly what OSM does, and he times a delayed kickoff again to perfection. Open net, it's been secured. OSM has scored an open net right off a kickoff. Look at him go. And there was not a lot of time to position for that one. That was a snapshot open net off the wall. Perfect execution. Can OSM really take a 2-game lead against CRR? Well, with kickoffs like that, he will. 2 in a row where he's completely outsmarted CRR. Once with a delayed kickoff, now once with a complete fake kickoff. CRR is in a bit of trouble, but he manages to get himself back into an influential position. OSM's one step ahead of him. Demos, and I think he's just going to take his time here. No sense rushing the open net. Oh dear. Well, he's actually given the ball away pretty quickly there. CRR is in a very strong position. OSM trying to keep up ball pressure. He's got not a lot of boost to work with here though. He will decide to flip into the ball nonetheless. He's got to be oh so careful in these kind of positions. Mind game from OSM. Invests all the rest of his boost to pop the ball one last time. And he's done enough here. OSM with 2-game wins in a row. What on earth are we witnessing here? This is phenomenal from OSM. You know, I said when I made my tier list that he's got to put up the results. He's been too inactive. I've not seen enough from him recently to show that he's consistently at that level. But after seeing many a confident performance from him at Gamers 8, and now in a series format against CRR. Wow, OSM might be back. He did retire his coaching career at the end of this RLCS season, only to reveal that he's going to give Pro Rocket League another go. Gamers 8 really reignited that flame for him. This is a great look for him. Like I said in game 1, he's got the tricks, he's got the mind games, he's got the strategies, but you can't rely on that alone. You need to have the consistent mechanics as well, and he's clearly got that. You need to have the decision making as well, and he's absolutely had that in spades. He's been just one step ahead of CRR numerous occasions, and CRR's style of pressuring the ball, sometimes at the detriment of his own boost total, is getting him in trouble every once in a while. Flamus Jadank, thanks to 100 bits. Also live Mr. Mister, thanks to the 2-month tier 1. I think I've said that correctly. Somebody's gonna get $500,000 from 5k. What were the odds on this match? Did CRR have like 90% of the chat vote? Oh my goodness, look at OSM's pre-jumps. That is once again otherworldly from the Icelandic man who is back on form. CRR cannot have been expecting this when he was given OSM today. He's tried to sneak a counter-attack straight down the middle there, catch OSM out of position, grab and boost, but OSM not interested in being out of position at all today. So once again, he swats another CRR offensive play to the side, and CRR is a bit disappointed to see that ball's kicked off the wall. But he's managed to flick the ball past OSM regardless. I think his plan A was an aerial play there, but fantastic control as he came back down. OSM slightly out of position to try and pop the ball into his own crossbar. Peon X, thanks to the Prime, welcome to the channel. What can CRR do with a big kickoff possession play? Oh dear. Well, he didn't have to do much. He pretty much rolled that one on target, and OSM's pre-jumped successfully a lot today, but I can't imagine that was what he was trying to do there, as he dodges the wrong way straight past the ball. Metapotamus, thanks to the 12-month tier 1, asking, has Rocket League reached a point where mechanics have become more important than earlier years? Well, I think mechanics have always been very important in Rocket League, but I've always had a different understanding of the term mechanics than most people. See, mechanics for me just means anything that your hands make your car do, and then decision making and strategy is anything that your brain tells your hands to make your car do. So yeah, literally any movement of a car, any hitting, any striking of a ball, for me that's mechanics. A lot of people think that's not what mechanics isn't ball striking, and mechanics isn't how fast you recover, but I really think it all goes hand in hand. And the reason why now you're seeing more flashy mechanics be a key part of Rocket League, and more of a part of Rocket League than ever before, is because recoveries and boost management allow them to be more viable. So the best example of this is Rocket League 1v1. 1v1 for the longest time, it wasn't viable to go for air dribbles because they were too risky. It was too easy to defend. It wasn't efficient enough when it comes to boosts, and it would make your recovery pretty shambolic. So air dribbles for a long time were considered not viable. Even wall shots were not considered viable because players weren't scoring wall shots enough. They were missing the target like too often, even at pro level, for a wall shot to be viable. If we go way back in the day, like an open net wall shot, too risky. You're just going to miss 60%, 70% of the time, and then your opponent's got an open net. But that's no longer the case. Players are executing the moves to a higher level, and they're recovering off the back of them much more quickly, saving their boost a lot more as well. And all that combines to making a wider array of flashy moves completely strategically viable, and they're not too risky anymore. Starting to see the same thing happen in threes these days. So that's why. It's not because Rocket League's reached a skill ceiling or anything. It's because as recoveries improve, as boost management improves, as positioning improves, the range of moves that are competitively viable also widens. So CRR in a strong position in game 3. OSM with a lot of work to do. He's very much been out-pressured in this third game. CRR connecting with big demos, close range to keep OSM at bay. Decides to shoot low here. I wonder if OSM was trying to catch CRR pre-jumping. I would have loved to see a top corner shot there either way. Because with CRR's dwindling boost total, it would have been hard for him to save a top corner shot and then get back into the play quickly. Oh, look at this from CRR. Don't think he's got the boost to score this, does he? Oh, he does! CRR with perfect boost management scores a double after having, I think, quite an awkward first touch. Using the underside of the car there was a stroke of genius to guarantee the angle. But that first touch left him a lot to do. He had a lot to recoup after hitting the ball so far right of the net. Still though, time for OSM. He needs those sneaky kickoff strats to work now more than ever. He's got to throw in a standard one every now and then, and he's not the only one with the cheeky kickoff strat. CRR delays his approach, and OSM, unironically, gives him a nice shot there, as he probably realizes, well, I've had a couple of those go my favor today. CRR, give me a taste of my own medicine. CRR is not going to give OSM too many looks at a comeback here. Oh, look at this. CRR, OSM, with yet another insane goal line battle. CRR returns the compliments that OSM gave him, this time for his defense. It's a beast of a flick from OSM. The mechanical display that we're seeing here on the goal line and on the ground game especially, been an absolute joy to watch. CRR in game number 3, too good. Just completely brute forced his way through this one. OSM has got to be careful. If he gives the Spaniard one more, then I'm going to give it heavily favoured for CRR to win this one. This is the game that OSM has to catch CRR off guard. This is the one where he's got to throw all the tricks in. Try to break CRR's momentum, make him feel uncomfortable if he can. I don't think it would be considered a throw if OSM lost this. I mean, CRR is good enough to reverse sweep. He's very good at just hanging in a series. When he's down, he just keeps on powering through anyway. So, you know, CRR is not the kind of player who, you know, goes down 1-0, 2-0, or goes down 5-0 in a game score, or rather in goals, and just gives up. He never gives up. I've seen so many comebacks from this guy. He's a born winner, and he's going to try and show that today with a reverse sweep against a in-form OSM, or return to form OSM. CRR's messed up his wave dash there, giving OSM a chance to pre-flip an interception. Beautiful control from OSM. Air dribble dunk attempted. CRR's landed in the back of the net, but the ball has not. OSM taking the ball back with him into the back corner, dodges the demo, at least on the back wall. Get caught out on the landing. CRR thought about firing first time, instead hits it full volley, barred down and out. Not far off though. CRR's just keeping the ball alive at the edge of the box. That threat of the shot is what enabled him to steal the boost away. Now pinch from CRR. It's gone high flying into the roof. But that was an absolute boomer from the Spaniard. He's now found well off his line. And OSM scores an open net, 1-1. Well, what was CRR thinking here? Oh, he's trying to go for a boost steal. Maybe he's expecting OSM to bring the ball down and take it into the corner. Oh, that's a good rush there from CRR. OSM's forced him wide, but you can see that CRR's just got an eye for spotting those opportunities to advance. And twice in a row, he charges in and asserts his authority. Just pinched the ball into the middle there. You can sense the turn of the tide. OSM starting to struggle. CRR having his way with this match more and more with every passing goal. It's a fantastic recovery from OSM. CRR tried to be tricky with the delayed contact on the flick. Fakes the challenge about as close as you can possibly get. I mean, this is just CRR in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. He has faked a challenge underneath OSM. He's right there next to him, trying to play for the drive-by bump, I guess. But he still has ball pressure afterwards. He really is just that aggressive. Hey Mira, how's it going? Has chat answered your question? They have indeed. Thank you, Vacanis. Perfect flick from OSM. Doubles him up in game 4. How was your travel home, Mira? I've had super bad jet lag for the past few days. My sleep schedule's ruined, but powering on through anyway. In fact, having a bad sleep pattern worked out pretty well, because last night I wanted to stay up for the Kamaru Usman Leon Edwards fight. That started around about 5:30 in the morning for me, and it was well worth staying up for. For a while, it looked like it would have been. It was not going to be worth it at all to stay up for that fight. But yeah, the Luke Rockhold Paulo Costa fight before that was hilarious. It was one of the most ridiculous fights I've ever seen. So that was worth staying up for anyway. And then, wow, what on earth happened in the Usman Edwards fight? Ridiculous. So glad I stayed up for that one. So yeah, that was me on like Texas time. I'm still in Texas time after coming back. Insane, absolutely insane fight card. And earlier in the night, did anyone watch? Any of you guys watch Joshua vs Usyk 2? The boxing? And did any of you see the post fight? Like, it wasn't even an interview. It was just Anthony Joshua just took the mic and he had a mental breakdown in the middle of the ring. He was just like swearing on national television in Saudi Arabia after losing for the second time in a row against Alexander Usyk. It was insane. If you haven't seen it, I bring this up in the middle of a show match because it was honestly like, it was like the Kanye West, like, you know, stealing the mic situation. It was like that kind of vibe. So it's worth a watch, even if you're not a boxing fan. If you like to see a good celebrity mental breakdown, yeah, definitely go check it out. I didn't know what I was watching. Completely unreal. But anyway, here we are with CRR still trying to continue the reverse sweep. Not enough of an angle on the dribble there to really threaten OSM. We'll be very happy to see how this play has turned out. No boost to steal for CRR. Tried to get it on spawn, but he was a bit too early there. OSM picked it up. That's the difference between OSM shrugging off this attack and CRR putting yet another goal into the net, I would imagine. It's great boost management by OSM. CRR testing him once again. OSM passes with flying colours. He just does enough with that shot to keep CRR away from the corner boost. OSM knows that a mistake here could be costly. He's trying to stay as safe as he can as he navigates his way into a 1-goal advantage. Here it comes. No dunk, no bump on the back of that air dribble. OSM still keeping a safe distance. He was demoed twice in a row at the end of the last game. I'm sure that'll still be very active in his memory at the moment. Look how much space OSM's given his CRR's defense. He does not want to get caught out of position again. So CRR might have briefly let go of power slide there, lost his momentum on a landing. But he hasn't had to do too much in the way of big time defense, and just like that, he's found a way through. OSM recovers, picks up boost on spawn, and now it's his turn on 0 seconds. Will CRR accept this in overtime? Oh yeah, you'll have to work for it seems. OSM really sniped the top corner. That would have been an unbelievable way to win. And to announce his comeback to the top of the EU1 scene. Delayed kickoff would do nicely as well. CRR's managing what boost he does have left. He's got a ton of momentum to work with, but OSM's now dodging the demos that caught him out in the last game. Now he chases CRR away from the play. Both players run pretty dry. But CRR, who forces a 50 to his advantage. He's got OSM reeling from the pressure. OSM has got himself out of that position and now into an advanced position of his own. He's got a look at the top left here. CRR shuts the door on it. Does he have the pace to counter-attack? No, he doesn't. OSM sticking to the ball as long as he can, but he acknowledges that he has to bail here. CRR with a big run-up. The flick looks pretty good for him. OSM closed the distance. Once again, he stays safe. He's so aware of CRR's strategy here that got him into a big winning position in the last game. Oh, but he didn't see that one coming. CRR sends us to game 5, just over a minute into overtime. That last touch at the end of the air dribble completely caught OSM by surprise. He thought that that was the end. He didn't think CRR is going to make any more touches. Unfortunately for him, he has underestimated his opponent, who keeps sort of our sweep alive. That was about as close as you can get, though, to winning. OSM on several occasions there, knocking on the door. But yeah, those demos in game 3, they've really scared OSM to play a bit more passively. He's afraid to engage in close quarters. Even OSM, who was once called Demo OSM by his fans and viewers online, not wanting to get up close and personal with CRR. Snoop Snipes, thanks for the 3-month prime. Welcome back to the channel. Well, can OSM ice it up, or will it be CRR once again? Oh dear, it's a nightmare start. OSM attempts to usher the ball to the back corner, and he's accidentally put it into his own bottom corner. That last touch again from CRR, something that OSM did not expect. Oh, it's Max, thanks to the prime. Welcome to the channel. If you've just tuned in, we've been on a roller coaster this series. OSM looked like he was about to announce his return to the one scene with an exclamation mark, but now it's all CRR. What can OSM do? He needs to be so careful. CRR is constantly trying to bait him into positions where he can demo him, where he can force a 50-50 to go his way. It's these close quarter combat positions I think CRR really thrives in. He's picked up a little boost pad there, so CRR should be just fine here. Easily saves another testing shot from OSM. The vision is there from OSM. The speed is there. But how's the finish? He's going to take his time. I'm glad to see that he did take his time there, because he did not need to rush this one. CRR completely boost starved once again. But I'm sure OSM had plenty of time to visualize an open net miss there, an open shot miss if you will. Always the worst part about having a long time between the open net and yourself. OSM actually just tried to play for the boost steal there, but CRR clattered him into the back wall instead. I like that idea from OSM, but got a bit unfortunate that CRR was more than ready for it, and oh, that's a bit pedestrian. OSM, I think he's got to know better here. I like the idea in offense, but I'm not sure what he was thinking here. You've got to know that CRR is going to go for this. CRR is not the player to back out of these kind of engagements. Doesn't matter where you are, he's going to go for you. OSM, supersonic. Not able to make contact. CRR gets away from him and scores a counter straight down the middle to put himself up by 3. OSM extremely all in there. CRR can see him coming a mile away. OSM's just about got underneath the ball there. That's enough to force a boost steal. The air dribble control leaves a bit to be desired. Can he do better second time round? First touch needs some work. Took too long to control the ball. CRR closed the distance. Once again, CRR just looks like he's in his comfort zone right now. This is the type of 1v1 he wants to be playing. He wants it to be as aggressive as possible. He drags his opponents down into the dirt with him and then suffocates them with pressure. OSM still has plenty of time to work with. No need to panic just yet. You just have to ask yourself, will you get enough chances to score to come back from the current score deficit? The answer is a pretty resounding yes, but CRR has just widened the gap by an additional goal. What a pop into the top corner that was. He just let the ball bounce off the top of his car, and he was there to guide it in anyway. But that would have been beautiful if CRR just let the ball bounce into the top corner there. There's a reasonable chance that it would have gone in. He's starting to run right through OSM here. OSM's over-reliance on the cheeky kickoff strats starting to be countered. Very nice counter there from CRR. Delaying the dodge into the ball, making sure that he rolls with the ball and gets an extra touch on it after CRR, or after OSM I should say, chips it up in front of him. That's the key. If you know your opponent's going to delay the kickoff and you're not sure, okay, how do you beat that? He's going to flip late into this, or he's going to arrive late. What do I need to do to stop that from working? Well, the answer is you need to make sure that... Oh dear, OSM's missed an open net here. You need to make sure that you're rolling with the ball. So if they do hit it after you, you're going to then again hit the ball after their touch. Oh my goodness, CRR's relentless. He's absolutely relentless. He knows he's in plain sight. He knows OSM can see him coming. But he's trusting the fact that it is such an obvious approach that OSM will not expect him to continue with it. He's just... he is just an unstoppable force, isn't he? He says, I feel you with the open nets. I have the same problem, sad face. Yeah, CRR, and I'm sure pro players all around the world empathize with OSM's daily struggle to score open nets consistently. He started off with such a bright series here, but eventually CRR turned this into the type of series that he wanted it to be, and now he is just adding insult to injury. An 8th goal goes in. I mean, even if you know it's coming, it is still pretty hard to stop. CRR is just that guy. He's just that guy. He can come back from any scoreline, he can come back from any deficit, and he won't make it look pretty. He's quite happy to beat you any way that he wants. Can OSM make this look a little bit better for himself? I mean, a lot of players would hate to be him in this situation, but he can make this look a little bit more respectable. There's still plenty of time to go out with a bang, throw caution to the wind, and see if he can score some good goals. Well, he's had to watch one more go in there. But can he score a couple worldies to at least get a bit of a consolation prize here? Rixia, thanks for the prime. Welcome to the channel. It's 12 boost OSM. CRR likewise. Actually, he had time to pick up a couple boost pads there, but OSM batters in a 3rd goal for himself after CRR failed to get enough distance on that save. CRR has just been too good. He's not given OSM as many looks as he did earlier on. The cheeky kickoff repertoire from OSM was doing work earlier in the series, but now CRR's punished him every time he's delved deep into that bag of tricks and made him think twice about it. I think this might be a forfeit. CRR flip resets in a 10th goal. I've got a sneaking suspicion OSM's typing something after noticing that there's only 36 seconds to go. A 6-goal deficit. Definitely a bit too much. Either that or he's disconnected, but I mean, either way. Oh, he says he wants best of 7. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I didn't think he was going to... I wasn't sure what he was typing there because it took a long time for him to type that. But it's entirely up to CRR. I did say best of 5 at the start of the series, so there's no pressure on CRR. It's entirely his choice. If CRR wants to say no, the win is mine, then it's his, but he says, as you want, which I believe means that we go again. You down, asks OSM, no problem, says CRR. So, will this just be more pain for OSM, or can he indeed come back from this crushing defeat? He's lost 3 games straight, and this one was not close in the slightest. He's been demoed several times. He's been countered on his sneaky kickoff strats. I mean, what does OSM have left in the tank? If the tricks aren't working, the positional play which was working earlier on is starting to be dismantled. He says, even if you destroy me, I don't mind. Neither of us are the type to give up. GG. Well, it's a good thing that OSM doesn't mind if CRR destroys him, because I've got a feeling that's what CRR is going to try and do in this next game. I've got a confident feeling that that is what we're going to see playstyle-wise from CRR. But here we go, best of 7. We continue in a very, very interesting series, but I've got to predict at this point that it's just going to be a 4-2 CRR. After all we've seen, he looks so confident, he looks so comfortable, and he's started to figure out OSM. I'm not sure if OSM's got the answer. He's off to a flying start though. Just sits on CRR mid-air. Cancel prediction or payout? What prediction was it? Let me check. I think for Twitch chat, depending on what the prediction was, we could just call the prediction there. Manage prediction. Oh, what will the series score be? Yeah, I think you pay that series. I mean, the series score was 3-2. I think you pay that one out. It was 3-2. I think Twitch chat can have their beans there. The players have decided to continue, but that's a payout for sure. So yeah, sorry for all the people who lost. Very fast changing of the overlay. Did it just change right now or something? I mean, I told it to change at the start of the match, but maybe it took a while. Oh, okay. Surely CRR is going to score here. He is. He's not going to mess that one up. Oh, OSM just did not think that that was going to be a demo. He did not realize that that was the real threat that CRR was posing here. You've got to be expecting that when it's CRR. I mean, game number 4, OSM really was doing a great job reading the attempted demos and the attempted bumps from CRR, but game 5 and now he started to let slip again with his awareness, and CRR does not need a second invitation. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, OSM's just 50-50 the ball in as it bounces in off the ceiling. That's a great result for him. He definitely got a good hitbox there. In Arctic, thanks to the Prime, welcome to the channel, my friend. And Mika's Mellow, thanks to the brand new Prime as well. Oh, look at the placement. Oh, what a save from CRR. OSM thought he'd done enough there. CRR declines him. The stylish goal. Is there going to be another series today? No, there's not going to be another series today because yeah, I'm going to need to head off after this one myself. I've actually got to pay pretty close attention to my phone right now because it is 25 past 11 p.m. and my girlfriend's just landed at Edinburgh Airport, and I don't know if there will be a bus there to take her to Glasgow where we stay. So she might be phoning me any second here to say, I'm stuck, help. I don't know, I'm going to keep an eye on my phone. Her flight got delayed, otherwise there would have been a bus. I don't know, is there a bus? Any Edinburgh Airport enjoyers in chat? Is there a bus at 11:30? Yeah, really putting the F in GF there. The ZRR is starting to chip away at the lead, but OSM's, I think, really come out with a confident style in this 6th game. I like to see that. If he is going to go down, he's got to go out swinging. You can't just sit back and hope that you can trick your way to victory against CRR. Eventually he's going to figure you out. You need to change gears. You need to change pace at some point. That's what OSM's doing here. He's just gone a bit more aggressively for some 50-50s at times. He did well to stay safe from the back corner demo. The CRR has been put into good use all series long. Shuttle guy in chat. We don't do shuttles in the UK. It's just a bus. Just, I don't know, just a coach. Just a big bus. Don't they usually put one on for delays? You'd think so, but who knows? Who knows? It is Edinburgh. Actually, I saw a picture today that apparently all the bin men in the city are on strike in Edinburgh, and in 2 days the entire city's just turned into a pile of rubbish. So great job, Edinburgh. I'm sure in Glasgow, where I'm from, it would probably take about 6 hours of bin men strikes for the entire city to become a pile of rubbish. So they're one up on us, but still, they're in a mess. So what is it, day 3 now of the bin men strike? It's a good read there by OSM. Heavy touch though from CRR, bit careless. Certainly dropped off his own level in this game a bit. Opened the door for an OSM comeback, and oh, look at this. CRR sticking to what he does, charging in regardless of position or boost total. OSM was able to keep himself and the ball pretty under control there. You just got into Edinburgh University, you're regretting it already. Yeah, commiserations, man, commiserations. You've picked the wrong city, but you know, if it's any consolation, Scrubkilla and Marky Duda also have to suffer in Edinburgh with you, so at least you've got some company. But yeah, it is just simply an inferior city to Glasgow in every way possible. You've really messed up there. My goodness, CRR is a savage. Now, can he start to come back late in the game here with flicks like that? He certainly will. Fortunately for CRR, that one stuck about on the goal line to be finished off. Minute and 15 to go. Will it be more misery for OSM? Convincing fake kickoff has him in control of his own destiny. OSM needs to let the clock do some work here. Right away, CRR is able to take the ball away from him. OSM spawns near post. Just goes straight for the ball. And it has worked out. CRR. Well, that's a good reset, but the ball kicked off pretty far away from him. He's got it past OSM again, who's completely boost starved. CRR is relentless. He is inevitable. And he is within 2 of OSM. 48 seconds to go. At his current rate of scoring, it's going to happen. You know CRR is going to send it at every opportunity here. Now he's the one to delay a kickoff. He darts to safety with ball in hand. Boost as well. CRR tries to force one underneath OSM, who declines the invitation. OSM wrestles back control. Ceiling double. On target, but not a threat. This will be though. CRR on the counter attack. Looking to bump OSM away from the play and then put yet another one into his net. But OSM sticking around. He's relevant long enough to make CRR sweat, and he dives back to save what might be the last shot of the game for CRR. Can he work this one into the net in time? He's not going to. We're going to game 7, ladies and gentlemen. CRR got it through eventually, but OSM's defense was just good enough. He held on. Will CRR regret the invitation to go to game 7? He's never one to decline a challenge, so I'm not surprised he accepted. But OSM definitely stepped it up there. He really went for the win. He wasn't playing to not lose. I really feel like the vibe in game 3, 4, and 5 is that OSM was playing to not lose the series, to not be reverse swept. And then when he did get reverse swept in a best of 5, he's decided, you know what, I'm going to play to win this. I'm going to really go and give this as much as I can. Now, if he can make it through game 7 without being demoed out of position one time, I think he'll be quite happy with himself. That's the one thing that does keep happening every now and then, that I think OSM will be pretty annoyed about. If he's not at least jumping to force CRR to counter him with a jump of his own, and I think he'll be pretty annoyed. So a lofted shot on target, big hit downfield from from CRR, I should say. OSM tried to fake the ball into one corner and then go for the other boost, but CRR not interested in stealing a boost, just as he did in the last games. He is gunning straight for the demo, and once again OSM should be seeing this coming. I really feel like he's got to see that coming. He's got to be a bit more urgent with his movement. He's got to get his car to safety, otherwise CRR is going to connect with him. It's a great burst of speed from CRR. Oh my goodness, he is just a heat-seeking missile with these demos. It's insane. OSM must be getting frustrated, but at the same time he'll be the first to acknowledge that back in the day, and even sometimes recently, this is what he does to his opponents as well. OSM almost floor pitches in a lead. Oh, he's just missed a boost spawn. That's a bit frustrating. OSM trying to pick it up as it appeared. Is he going to score anyway? He is. So no time to wallow in his own despair. OSM just dives straight back in and slots a tight angle open net. That's a very nice finish from OSM. Is a KV1 match happening today? No, it's not going to be happening today. Because this will be my last one for now. But I'm definitely going to try and get a KV1 Yan match. I'd love to see that. Never seen the matchup myself. Didn't prioritize getting that one on LAN because those guys come from the same region anyway. I was prioritizing the SAM versus KSA, or rather the NA versus KSA and the SAM versus EU matchups. Didn't have too much time to do a ton of LAN ones, just 4. CRR more than safe there as OSM circled around the backboard to try and kill him. I think right now it is CRR who looks slightly more comfortable in this lobby. OSM's boost management is starting to struggle here as CRR puts pressure on him and demos him yet again. I mean, OSM's got to see these coming. CRR has not made it a secret that he's going to be coming for him every time that it's available. CRR turning before the back corner boost. He wants to attack quickly. He wants to keep the pressure on his opponent. He wants to keep up momentum so that demos are available constantly. OSM circling around the box there. He's picked up a few boost pads. He's done well. He's in pure survival mode at the moment, but look at the timing for the boost respawn. OSM might have surprised CRR with that one. A pre-flip from CRR. Gets him right back goal side of the ball. He's just so quick with these accelerating maneuvers as he chases OSM up the back wall once again. Did OSM realize that CRR took that boost away? Well, he'll definitely know now. Still 1-1. CRR is about to make it 2. OSM looking for a 50-50. Unable to make contact. Great ball control by CRR. Just knew that he had the dribble there. Trusted himself to get the ball past. In Arctic, thanks to the Prime. Also, Dear Dr. Frank, thanks to the 3-month Prime. We're all tied here. Splice 505, thanks to the 48-month Tier 1. Look at that. It's actually a mistake from CRR. Low boost OSM sticking to the ball. It slots an open net after the kickoff. Ends up going in his favor. It didn't go in his favor initially. Look at this. OSM reverse bump onto CRR. And that was a huge contact. CRR must have jumped here at the very moment that OSM bumped him for that bump to do that much damage. He went absolutely flying, but well played OSM. It really was the only play in the position. He was probably expecting more of an even exchange, but he'll take the goal. I wonder if OSM can win this, which he is. Will CRR ask for the best of 9? He's the one who extended the series for OSM. Messes up his overhead catch there to give OSM a 4th goal. I wonder, would he try and extend it even further? It's now 5-2. It's OSM extending his lead. We can't talk about extending the series just yet, but OSM will be delighted at how things are currently going. 2 games in a row now where he's been, at least in terms of scoreline, a pretty big favourite. Loxy Lulz, thanks for 1500 bits. That's super kind of you. As OSM puts himself 6-2 in front here. Saying you're recently thinking about different versions of one's players throughout the last couple of years you've watched. You're curious to know my analysis on them. Tourney rank 1, bounce dribble Khaled. Rank 1, Fennec Appjack. Batmobile Mile, Tourney Fairy, Tourney Jorias. Flip Reset Com, Tourney FK. Probably thinking more. What makes him so impressive, dominant? Make it maybe a tier list. I actually did do a tier list for like current ones. Are you asking if I could do a tier list of like all-time 1v1 and take everybody's, you know, best performance and rank them all against each other? Or what's the play here? Oh, what a save. OSM is wasting so much time that CRR desperately needs. CRR with a reset. Lob still denied by a 0 boost OSM. Ranking on all forms would be sick. I mean, I could think about that for sure. CRR is going to punch one through here. Eventually finds a way. Forces a bad save out of OSM. Can he get 3 more in just 35 seconds? Not if OSM can keep this possession under control. CRR is forced to play the ball here. He doesn't have a choice. He needs to try get something volatile. That's something, but it's not enough. OSM flips well away from him. Not interested in being demoed right now. CRR with the methodical approach. He's past him. He's just enough to score. But did that take too long? OSM delayed him. CRR took a scenic route himself, and it was masterful when it came to the finishing touch. But he needs a kickoff win, and he needs it badly. He's got one, but it's not going to be a quick goal. CRR has to accelerate this ball. That's what he's done. But it's not going to be quick enough. OSM wins 2 straight. And GG's. CRR just calls GG's. He takes the best of 5. OSM takes the extended series best of 7. I think that we really did see something special here from these players. What a player, says OSM. He's not wrong. I mean, CRR figured out OSM's kickoffs. He figured out how to dominate the midfield play. But then he managed to dig deep and find more within himself to win anyway. GG's. Phenomenal series there. Really appreciate them both coming on and putting on a show for us late night. I was going to say GG's as well, but GG's CRR OSM. Always an honor to cast your games. But yeah, OSM's back. He looks back. I think he's still got to do more. He's got to, beat a few more people before he's confirmed top 10 EU again. But he definitely looks like he's in form. Based on what we just saw, that was an extended. Give you TRK next. That's a big call out. I don't know if are you sure about that one. I'm sure you are sure about it, to be honest. But yeah, he's not back in the top 10 yet, but he's definitely back in terms of form. That was sick. CRR is just relentless to dig himself out of that 2-0 with a reverse sweep was very, very impressive. But that's something he always does. He always finds a way to get back into the series.